We meet a lot of people who say they'd love to do what we're doing, but they get sick even at the sight of a boat or the sight of water. So we're going to do a short interlude on how we've overcome our own tendencies to motion sickness. When it comes to fighting seasickness, we have two primary lines of defense. One is food, and the other is acupressure bracelets. So tell us about your ventures with motion and seasickness.
So when I was a kid, I always got really motion sick sitting in the car, and then when we went to visit Anna's parents on their boat, I just had a terrible time with seasickness. So yeah, I struggled at anchor, I struggled just sitting on the dock. And I've gotten much better, but I am a little worried about going out. So we haven't done a lot of open water sailing.
We have done some though.
We've done some. What we haven't had is we haven't had a sort of long passage with a larger swell. So what to do about seasickness as we sort of venture out on bigger voyages is a question we've had. So it was, I guess, really fortuitous. We had been making these videos for a little while, and we were contacted by somebody who I had run into in other circles, whose wife had really struggled with nausea during the first few months of pregnancy. And they found that the acupressure treatment of it was really effective in staving it off. So they were kind enough to send us these little bracelets. They're called blisslets.
I love wearing them. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty simple. It's just a band with a little rubber bead, and you put it on your wrist.
3 fingers now.
And so you just have a couple of wristbands that don't look bad.
They actually look pretty hip.
Yeah, that are actually really sharp.
Our second line of defense against seasickness and motion sickness, sort of actually all kinds of sickness, is fresh fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables, fresh fruits, sprouts, non-starchy vegetables. Okay, so we found the green smoothie to be a really key component of our overall well-being on the boat, and especially in combating both seasickness and, to our great surprise, mosquito bites. We've noticed a marked difference in how many mosquito bites we get when we eat simple vegan organic raw diet, for the most part, not exclusive but predominant.
Plant-based.
Plant-based, yeah, a plant-based diet in one form or another, with an emphasis on greens, and so green leafy vegetables, green leafy herbs, and fruit. The easiest way for us to get that is in these smoothies, and we found these organic dandelion greens. You can buy them at most Whole Foods and natural food stores. You could also find them in your front and backyards. They're weeds that we expend a lot of energy and chemical toxicity trying to get rid of in our lawns. They are the most detoxifying green that we have found, and they make an enormous difference in how much motion sickness we experience, and also just in our body's overall health and vitality. We try to keep them on hand constantly. We're going to be making experiments in growing them. So I mean, basically, this is our simplest version. It's just bananas, very ripe. The riper the better. The dandelion greens and water. We add a little bit of spinach, which we keep in the cooler. For now, we're going to do the growing version or the water version as soon as we get a growing plan in place. But just sort of pack in as much green as you can, banana and water. We supplement the smoothies with a lot of fresh fruit, whatever we can walk to or what's in season, and also with sprouts that we incorporate into salads and sometimes soups and solar breads or simple pan breads. We're going to talk a lot more about our food life on the boat in some coming episodes. So I'm going to make a simple dressing that we use as a vegetable dip. It just has basic ingredients, organic sunflower oil, and then unsalted tahini, a little tiny bit of organic agave, and then salt, pepper, garlic, and lemon juice as flavoring, and then greens, so lots of basil, lots of parsley, lots of green onions.
Don't move it so I can.
Just because I don't measure and I don't keep a list of
Fresh fruits and greens are really foundational for our health, and when we don't consume those as our primary food in a day, we notice the difference in our feelings of motion sickness and seasickness right away. So we try to keep that pretty even, at least the best we can when we're traveling. It often depends on what kind of access we have to fresh fruits and vegetables, but we do our best to keep them on hand always.